I'm lying on a bed on a train that's on a boat. Today's been quite a long day. I'm in Rome to get the night train down to Sicily, which I'm doing tonight. The train doesn't leave until midnight, and I didn't really think through how long I was going to be hanging around in Rome for. I've had 2 terrible meals. It's now, I think, about 8 o'clock at night. I have still got another 4 hours before the train leaves. But the reason I wanted to go on this train is because the train goes on the ferry. But kind of anxiety because it's still not appearing on the departures board. Everything's closing here in the station at 9 o'clock. I don't want to walk around because I have heard that the area around Rome Termini isn't the safest place, and there are quite a lot of armed police walking about, which suggests they're walking around for a reason. I've been learning Duolingo for the past 6 months. I feel like I've hardly learned anything. I have tried to speak Italian to a few people, but they just speak to me in English straight away. Dove è il treno? Dove è il treno? That is the question. My ticket says number 32, and I think this is my little room. This is lovely. My feet are so hot. This is the last stop on mainland Italy, and I believe this is where the train gets put onto the ferry. The only thing that's bothering me at the moment, and it's bothering the Italian lady who's in the next compartment, is that all the toilets seem to be locked. I've been trying to find a toilet that's open since 6 a.m. when I got up. There's no sign of the man either. All toilets are locked. There's a boat arriving. Maybe that's the ferry. Maybe that's the ferry that the train goes on. I got a sudden panic because I've walked way down the train to see if I could find some toilets open, and I suddenly thought, oh my god, what if they split the train up and I get separated from all my stuff? The train is currently going onto the ferry. So this is what it looks like when a train is on a boat. There's train tracks on the boat, and apparently we can get off for 20 minutes while it crosses. Off we go to Sicily, and there's the train on the ferry. I saw this journey on TikTok quite some time ago, and I thought that would be such a cool journey to make, and now here I am. And I just love Sicily. I was there in April, but only for 2 nights. My first book that I published, called Daughter Disappeared, is mostly set in Tunisia, but a bit of a spoiler alert for it. But at the end, the main character escapes on a stolen boat to Sicily, and I wrote the Sicily bits just using Google Maps, Google Images and things. I'd never been to Sicily at that time, so it became a dream to go to Sicily, and I made the same journey that my heroine did back in April, taking the boat from Tunisia to Sicily, and that made me want to go back to Sicily, so I've got, almost a week here. Time to get back on the train. The man has just brought my tray of breakfast. I fell asleep for a bit. I've got pillow marks on my face. Oh, it's an espresso. It's a very small coffee. Brioche Siciliana. I just love seeing foreign products I've never seen before. I'm walking to the Piscina di Venere, which is a natural Venus pool. When I lived in Tunisia, the village was covered in these cactus, and they like to eat the fruit from it, but it was quite a task getting to them somehow because these prickles are vicious. I've just spotted it. This is one of the best experiences of my life. The water's not even that cold, even though it's mid-January. Maybe because it took such an effort to get here, but it's just gorgeous. Look at this water. You can just see poking above those rocks there the snowy peak of Mount Etna. Well, I sat in that little pizza restaurant for like an hour and a half or something because I was editing a TikTok, and it was just a really relaxing place to sit. The only other people in there were two older men, and I could just tell from the way the two girls who were working there were behaving towards them that at least one of them was the owner. And after a little while, one of them came over to me, and he was just so lovely. He bought me an espresso and he was talking to me for ages. He's a really nice man. He didn't speak English, but he spoke French, so we spoke to each other in French, so it was nice to get to use my French. And he gave me his phone number and said, because I'm going to be back in Milazzo on Saturday, I'm not going to phone him, but he said that if I needed any help with anything, or I wanted to go for a coffee or a drink or something, then but that's not what I'm here for. And you know, Sicilian men. I feel like I'm walking onto a film set. It's the prettiest place. I'm just trying to find my bed and breakfast. This place is so nice. It had a great rating on booking.com, and I can see why, because the people who run it are so helpful. They've given me so much information, and the place is immaculate. It's going out to explore Lipari. I've got probably about an hour before it's dark. Decided I don't feel like going out to a restaurant tonight because I was in a restaurant at lunchtime and I'm quite tired, and I'm just gonna relax in my room, and I'm getting some snacks from a supermarket. I love supermarkets in a foreign country. Here's my supermarket haul. I got a bit random because I couldn't think what to get, but I got these like little cracker things. There was no fresh bread left, unfortunately, so fancy ham that looks kind of nice. It was quite expensive actually. Everything else was very cheap. Some hummus. I'm going to dip the crackers in the hummus, and I got myself a kefir yogurt, a little chocolate thing, and a couple of apples. I have one today, and I'll take one with me tomorrow because I want to try and eat some fruit. And it's now about 6:30. I'm going to eat some of this, and then I might go for a wee wander down the street, down to like the shore and the main area, and have a wee wander about. I've got my ticket to go to Vulcano for the day, so it's a little ferry ride, and I'm going to walk up a volcano and swim, hopefully, in some hot springs. I haven't had any breakfast yet, apart from an apple. And a very small island. I'm just hoping that I'll find a cafe there. I was thinking, what is that awful smell? And of course it's the sulphur from the volcano. One of the words I've been learning in Duolingo is the cornetto for a croissant. So I've got a cornetto crema and a cappuccino. And looking at the volcano, which looks actually quite high. Green means I can walk up to the crater. It's sort of flickering red a little bit, but I'm guessing that doesn't mean it's about to explode. I'm about halfway up the volcano. The path's getting quite rough now. The sign says it's forbidden to go into the smoking area or descend into the crater. There's no chance I'm trying to do that. I'm feeling kind of nervous now because it's a very, very steep drop down there. I'm not quite at the top, but it's very windy indeed, so I'm not going any further because I'm finding this quite terrifying. There's really steep drops, and I can't go all the way around anyway because there's quite a lot of smoke, and it says not to go near the smoke. Fair enough. This is very nerve-wracking. I didn't realise how steep and high this is going to be. I haven't seen a single other person on this walk. There's nobody else up here. So that's a little bit nerve-wracking. Why is nobody else up here? Time to go back down. I think the Spiaggia Acque Calde is what I'm looking for. There are warnings that it can get very crowded here in summer, and I'm here in mid-January. There's not a single person here. That bubbling hot spring over there is definitely not heating the water up very much. You can see the steaming volcano up there. Oh Lord, this is cold. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go in unless the sun comes out. I've got used to the water now. Imagine this entire beach to myself. I'm just being careful of my footing because it said there are sharp volcanic rocks in the water. I don't want to go too close to the bubbling water. It's a bit nerve-wracking taking my phone in the water. I can smell the sulphur. Actually, I've got my feet on the sand, and the sand is definitely hot under the sea. I could do with a towel, but I'm just going to stand here and drip dry for a bit and then use my blouse to dry me. This black volcanic sand comes off your feet much easier than regular sand does, so that's quite handy. There's loads of little restaurants here, they're all closed except for this one called Ila. I've just found it. There's just a few local men in here. They said to him, make me whatever pasta is easiest for you to make. So he's waiting to make me some kind of pasta, I don't know what. I love the idea that I'm just in a restaurant and just make me whatever you can, and I think it's aubergine and basil with some kind of cheese on it. It's very tasty. This is what I imagined pasta in Italy would be like, not the awful stuff I had in Rome. Isn't this amazing? How Italian is this? Lovely. I'm right near the old port as well. What a beautiful, quaint little view from my balcony. And it's just after 3 o'clock. I've remembered that it gets dark by sort of between 5 and 6. So even though I'm very tired, there's no point in wasting time having a shower and a rest just now. I'm going to go, and there's a walk to this old observatory that's up on a cliff. It's 5 kilometres there and back, so I think I've got just enough time to go and do that now and then come back and have a shower and a rest. Look at the steep hill I've climbed up. I'm absolutely sweating. I'm scared my phone's going to blow out. That's the Vulcano island I was on this morning. I'm back in my room. I had a shower, and I noticed this at the last place I was at and here. There was like 3 minutes of hot water and then it was just freezing cold, and I had shampooing my hair. I was a little bit cold anyway because the temperature goes down quite a lot as soon as the sun goes down, and this room is lovely, but it's quite cold in here. It's got marble sort of flooring. It's absolutely freezing on my feet, and so I was quite chilled when I came out of the shower, and the room's quite cold. I guess buildings in Sicily are designed for the summer heat, not a chilly mid-January. And I can tell I'm the only person staying. There's 4 rooms in this place. There was remote access. I just WhatsApped somebody and they buzzed me to let me in. And I got there's an electronic key card. So I'm completely chilled to the bone now after my cold shower. And so I'm sitting in bed with my down jacket on, trying to warm up. It's now 8 o'clock. I am going out to find a nice wee Sicilian restaurant, and I'm going to take whatever's the most exotic thing on the menu. I see sea urchin is a thing here, so maybe I'll have some sea urchin. And when you're traveling for a week and you only have one small backpack, you have to be very versatile with your clothes. So this is my swimming changing tent, and also my going out fancy shirt. He got me a glass of wine. I don't know what kind of wine it is. I think this is some kind of baked onion on a bed of salt. He told me to eat it with a spoon. I must have looked like I didn't have a clue. So my second course has arrived. It's some kind of grilled fish. I have no idea what it is. He said something in Italian. I didn't understand what he said. No idea what it is, but it's absolutely delicious. It's 7 AM. I had to run across the coldest floor I've ever come across. It's like running across ice. They've left me a voucher for breakfast in a nearby cafe down by the old port. So I'm very excited about that, because I'm very hungry. It's 8 AM. I've been lying in bed for 2 hours just catching up with TikTok. Oh my God, this floor is freezing. Let's go and have a wee look outside. Look at my balcony. What a place to wake up. Buongiorno. The port and the cafe where I get my breakfast is just down there. It's funny how reliant we are on Google Maps these days. And I did a bit of travelling when I was younger, before I had kids, pre-internet. I can't even remember now how on earth I managed without Google Maps. So I didn't have a paper map of every single place I went. You just kind of wandered about and kept your fingers crossed, I think. What I really want to do is go down to the beach now. It looks gorgeous, and maybe I'll see the sunset from the beach. These waves are too scary for me to swim. Whoa! Shit! Oh, my feet are soaking. This is possibly not the best area of town. It's very hard to tell in this town you don't know. I've passed kind of a few men who just stared at me. Although Italians do stare a lot, but my technique is I just stare right back at them, and then I smile and say buonasera, and then they seem often so taken aback. They smile and say buonasera back to me. This pizza is delicious. It's literally the nicest pizza I've ever eaten. My next piece of accommodation in Milazzo is very complicated instructions. It's remote access as well. That's me in the first gate. This is interesting. This looks like where I used to live in Tunisia. I think that's the lift, but I'm not a huge fan of taking that lift in this deserted, dark place, so I'm going to go up the stairs. It said it was on the 5th floor though. I've lost count. I don't know how many floors I've gone up now. Right, I need another number to get in this door. That was the wrong door. Same company. Let's try this one. I've forgotten the code now. I'm in. There's another complicated key thing here. I'm in 3 coded doors. I'm just having a wee browse around. There's nobody else here. This is very nice. It's just weird how it's all dark and quiet. Got my phone, haven't I? Yeah, my phone's in my hand. Oh, this is fun. Walking along a tiny narrow verge on a dual carriageway. I kind of regret booking this accommodation now. I just thought it would be easier being next to the airport, and I'm going to be away all day tomorrow up Mount Etna. Another crystal maze challenge. So I phoned them, they didn't answer, but they sent me a WhatsApp message with a code for one of these boxes. There's 4 keys on it. Look at this very thin cover on the bed, and it's like 9 degrees outside. It's been pouring with rain. I messaged the people to say, you know, where's the spare blanket, and the person that's been messaging me is getting really shirty with me, saying it's not that cold, you don't need another blanket. And so we had kind of an unpleasant exchange on WhatsApp. Because it's rained so heavily in a country that's obviously not used to heavy rain, there are massive puddles everywhere. My feet are soaking, and every car that drives past me is risking soaking me. Oh my god. It's called The Simpsons, and all the pizzas have got, like, they're called Bart or Margot and things like that. I really don't like my accommodation. I might cut my losses. And also the window catch is broken, so there's blinds down, but the window isn't locked, and that just makes me feel uncomfortable because it's on the ground floor. I mean, not really, because the blinds are down, the shutters are down, so I guess they're secure. Mind you, there was a wee note saying to open the shutter you had to go outside and open them, but the shutter is on the inside of the closed gate. This is the biggest pizza I've seen in my life. It also, unfortunately, looks pretty horrible. There's a lake of water in it from the mushrooms. Well, that was kind of the worst pizza I've ever had. And I'm now walking back to my accommodation, trying to dodge these enormous lakes of puddles in the road. Thankfully, it's actually stopped raining, and they kindly offered to walk me back to my accommodation, which was very nice of them. Someone's talking to me in Italian. Non parlo italiano. Non ho capito. She's coming to talk to me. I don't know who that was. It was a woman, which makes me not so alarmed, but I'm not talking to strangers about my accommodation. I hope they're not going to charge me. Sounds like somebody coming in here. I'm going to lock my door. Because this is quite remote from everywhere, it's in a kind of dodgy looking area. The couple I was speaking to in the restaurant also seemed to think it was a dodgy area because they were quite keen to walk me back here. And it's completely remote access, so there's nobody on site here. I am feeling just a little bit uncomfortable. That woman was talking to me, and now I hear that somebody has come into the building. Okay, following my wild camping philosophy, it's always better to know what you're facing. I'm going to go out and talk to them. Buonasera.
Buonasera. I tried the breakfast.
I feel so bad now because I just went out and spoke to that person. I almost feel like crying. She does speak a little bit of English. She was asking me if this was the bed and breakfast place because she was scared and worried because it's such a kind of odd looking place. And she said she saw me coming into it and she thought, oh, that must be the bed and breakfast place. So she was just asking me if this was the bed and breakfast place, and she was coming towards me, and she said she's feeling scared, and I said I am so sorry because I didn't know who you were and I felt scared, so I basically ran away, and we both looked at each other. It does kind of bring it home to me how she's a woman on her own, I'm a woman on my own, and if you're walking about on your own in the dark in a strange place, it's nerve-wracking, there's no doubt about it, especially in a city. I don't feel nervous in rural places. It's 7:15 in the morning. I survived the night in this accommodation next to Catania Airport. I have decided to just cut my losses and not stay here tonight. I've booked a much nicer place in the centre. It's my own stupid fault for booking somewhere in a kind of industrial estate. Anyway, I'm going to get dressed, get some breakfast, and then wait for the guide to pick me up to go up Mount Etna. Getting ready to go into a cave under some lava in the snow. We've got a torch.
Come on, lazy, lazy. Going down slowly, one by one. There is something strange.
Well, I've been told it's not a cave, it's a lava tube. We're doing a 1 hour hike on Mount Etna, going up to the lip of the crater, about 2,000 metres. No gloves. This is the crater over here. Now we're heading down into the crater.
Give me your hands, please, okay? Fire of Etna, 70%.
70%. I'm scared to drink it.
Take a photo.
Oh, it's actually quite nice.
Tastes like like licorice.
It's like cough medicine. Yeah. After staying somewhere fairly horrible last night by the airport, I decided to cut my losses, even though I'd paid for 2 nights. It had been very cheap, so I booked another place in the centre of Catania. It was 45 or 47 euros. A lovely man showed me around. Look at that, that's a lovely bedroom. And there's the sink, really huge big walk-in shower. Me in the mirror, and here is a balcony overlooking an authentic Italian street. It's raining, unfortunately. I've been travelling around Sicily for a week, and all I've had is a small backpack. Partly because I knew I was going to be carrying it a lot, so I didn't want to take a big one, and partly to save money on the plane. It's just a little backpack that fits under the thing. And I've also got my laptop with me, so I had very little clothes with me. And being up in the snow was absolutely freezing, so I'm just basically wearing every single item of clothing that I have with me. I'm much happier walking around the centre of Catania than I was around the industrial outskirts of the airport. I've ordered a mixed fish starter, and I've ordered a mixed shellfish linguine and some grilled green vegetables and a glass of wine. Cheers. Very, very crunchy. Wow, look, well, this is just my starters. Oh my god. I don't know what all these things are. Oh, I think this is sardines. Mussels with a parmesan crust. Some kind of, oh, it might be swordfish gratin. It's like looks like a little mini fish lasagna. This here, maybe I don't want to look too closely at it. No, I literally have no idea what this is. I've got all these grilled vegetables. This 4 fish starter was 12 euros, and the seafood linguine I've ordered was 15 euros. My second course has arrived. I entertained myself while I was there on TikTok, watching TikToks about the cherry tomato bridge in Ireland, which just made me actually, at one point, the comments on the TikTok just made me snort laugh so badly that I startled several Italians sitting beside me. I'm so tired though. It's only 9:30, but I'm literally on my knees with exhaustion because I only slept for about 5 hours last night. We've done the big hike up Mount Etna. I'm so much happier here than I was in the place I was in yesterday. Il cacciatore di aquiloni. Oh, crikey. Oh. I love that. So cute. I can't even remember which room I'm in. Persephone. I'm coming down with a cold. That's everything. This bag is free to take on an EasyJet plane anyway. A larger cabin bag I think was $27.99 extra, and that's for 4 flights, so it was worth my while. Bearing in mind that I was going to have to carry it, so I wanted it to be light anyway. That's after a week. I am feeling like I'm ready to go home and wash all these clothes and wear some different clothes, but it's been absolutely fine for the week. I'm going to go and get my breakfast now.